black groups. It's just the culture of certain ones tends to backslide them. That's it.
I don't know. See, I don't even know if I
Here's a
agree with
better
you.
question.
I agree. Go
Here's a
ahead.
better question. Do we have any examples of it actually working?
Yes.
Okay, give them to me.
You so after well in America, okay, after Reconstruction, you have plenty of examples, right? But the problem is again the culture change, and if the culture changes, then why would you have that cohesiveness that you had before? Because the people coming out of slavery, they all were together, and then before desegregation, they all had to work with each other because they couldn't go nowhere else. You had to use the green books, right? So you can know what hotel to go to. So you were going to black establishments here, there, and everywhere. Once you desegregated,
That's before we was born. I'm
I'm
talking
sorry.
about that was before we was born. I'm talking about, do we have any modern examples?
Well,
Uh,
no, I said no because of that's why I said to Carrie, it's cultural
But I
because the
think when
culture
you
oh no,
say
changed.
no, I'm not. I wasn't asking you in
Oh,
particular
okay.
as far as what if we had an example. I was just making it to the panel in general. Do we have any examples of successful black people being able to come together without eventually beefing or falling out or hating each other? And
Yeah, us.
huh?
I said us.
I guess.
well, and when you say cultural, I'm imagining that you're talking about like the black culture, the more the more younger generation of people, the because this is why I said I'm tiptoeing around what I said because I don't want it to come across like I'm attempting to be negative. I genuinely
Let Carrie. You don't have to.
so
We know.
but let me just so here's the thing because I don't always think that it's because we can't get along. Like I've given you guys the example before when I was working with my mentor, and these are much older guys, men with companies looking to do a big old project together and could not find enough of us who had our paperwork in order. So it wasn't the we had meetings, all the men came together, women too, but mostly men came together. They could
I,
meet, talk,
I think that
but
the problem. I think that the problem is that we look to. Um, I don't know. There's so many fucking problems. It's a lot of problems. I think that part of the problem is that we always look to crowdfund and crowdsource and all of that other dumb shit. I think that when you start to involve money into it, and it's not a clear a success, like we don't have a long-term vision for what success is supposed to look like. B, when you start to put money into it, it can get real shaky because you know, even if it is a good idea, eventually it's gonna fall out because I think that money ultimately messes up some people that's not on the same page. And then third, I think it's a character thing. I think that you can both have two smart people get together, but if one person's perspective, and I always use the example of me and this person can go into the restaurant business together, and he may want to go and downgrade the type of meat that we use into where it's legal, but it's not necessarily good for the people in order to increase profit. And I could say, no, you know what I'm saying? We got enough profit. We just need to make sure that we serve it. You know what I'm saying? We doing the right thing. And then that can cause a fallout, right? And all you need is, I think it also factors in that we talking about people that most of us is first generation money. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really know how to do business the right way with other people. And we all used to getting it out the mud on our own. And we all used to being lone wolves a lot of times. And so it becomes more competitive than it is collaborative. And there's no um you're always gonna run into problems, right? You always gonna have situations where it's an issue there, whether it be business perspective, in business or whatever. And it's much more difficult to endure through a storm when people are used to being competitive and people are new to money because you're unwilling to take a loss, and losses are huge for people that's first generation rich or first generation get money.
But
Losses.
you have to be able to take a risk. Like the risks are part of the winning factor.
Well, you got to factor this in too, Mika, because when you talk about a lot of people that's getting newer money, also, you also talking about people that often at times also don't didn't initially come from a space where they was getting money the right way either. Right? A lot of us come from dope money. A lot of us come from hustling. A lot of us come from, you know what I'm saying? So L's in that type of arena are handled differently. Ain't no L's. If a nigga steal from you when you the dope boy, you got to go make an example out of this nigga. It's not the same. If you take a L in the financial sector, you just should have you better had vetted yourself more effectively. You better should have vetted your partner more effectively. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. Like, so our way of dealing with stuff, I think that you're right to an example, Mika, is cultural. Our way of dealing with shit is, oh, we got to get that nigga. And maybe it's using your platform to get him, or maybe it's, running up on a dude and checking him or whatever. But it's different. We come from a space where it's just different to deal with circumstances. And we cross boundaries and shit because this is new technology. Oh, I talk about your wife, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you deal with that shit? We don't have the emotion. We haven't built our character to be able to match the ability, our financial success, in my opinion. I don't think that we've developed ourselves well enough to handle money. Maybe our kids will be better at it. Maybe our kids, if we're able to maintain success. But I don't think that we've grown enough to mature to where we can even be okay with another nigga having money and exist without it being a competition and this nigga trying to stunt on me.
Yeah, because again, with the culture is not family oriented. So if it's not family oriented, you don't even look at the other person as your family, because in a lot of different cultures, everybody is your family. I know, like in my mom's culture, in the Polish culture, everybody is family. In my dad's culture, everybody is your family.
But
Right? If
how do
I
you
know
work?
you're
What
my
about,
family. That's why I said to you guys before, I trust people until they give me a reason not to trust them. Because otherwise, how can I do something with a person I don't trust?
I don't know. But you know what the interesting part about it though, Mika, though, is that they trust other people that got money that don't necessarily look like them. They trust the bankers that they work with, right? So I think we pick and choose because we're used to being competitive um with each other. Our money is different. We life or death with that shit. I just think that we haven't grown in the same way that our money is. Our talent is taking us places that our character is not necessarily ready for. Like, we don't even know how to maintain our relationships. Nigga get money and we expect for him to immediately get divorced at some point. Honestly, we get money and it's like, all right, nigga, you gonna upgrade your hoe too? That's the way that we are, and we don't talk about it because we're not. We like to keep it surface level, or we want to make it, so black and white a lot of times. But we not there. We not there. It's very rare that you see a nigga get money that at some point he don't have some kind of relationship problem. It's just the truth. I mean, we ain't got but a couple examples. Denzel Washington, maybe. Idris Elba. That's about it. So, we don't have the same moral compass. We don't have the same values. I believe this is my personal opinion. I was talking to Aristotle earlier today. We was on the phone with each other, and my goal for him as a young guy that is under the age of 30, and we talk a lot of times. We fly back and forth to kick it with each other. We link up. My goal for him is to continue to kind of like check on him, make sure he good. Listen, bro, you next up. You got it. This is this. Keep this in mind. I'm not telling you what to do. I just want to kind of give you, you know what I'm saying, some guidance on what I've seen and how it is that I've experienced and how you can overcome, how you can avoid some of the pitfalls that I didn't see happen on other people that's coming up that get money at under 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? And he's so dope because he listens to me and he make the adjustments. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't have no OGs. You don't really have nobody to call and be like, yo, what do you think about this? Or how do you run this through? You got to figure that shit out on your own. Because again, a lot of us, it's the first time that we didn't ever got money. And we ain't never really had no conversations with other people that mentor us, that's not looking to take advantage of you, that also got money. It's this. It's always this. And I don't blame people either. It's this a lot of times because that's all we grew up. I'm surprised that Wall Street Trapper is reacting the way that he's reacting because he come from an environment where you deal with it differently. So I give people grace, man, especially, these guys in particular. I don't have anything bad to say about them. I think that they all add value in their own ways. I think it's growing pains, and I think that they'll figure it out and they'll get it together. And I would like for people to be more, I don't know. I would like for the people in this space to just continue to be successful, because I think that it's very unique and rare to find people that's able to have that type of talent, bring people together. And I don't think it's a limit to the type of information. The stuff that Aristotle was teaching is kind of different from the stuff that Trap is teaching. The stuff that Trap is talking about is different than what they're talking about on EYL. The stuff that EYL is talking about is different than the stuff that I kind of talk about. And so we all approaching it from different angles, and we all got our own unique way of tapping in and giving people game or holding people accountable or whatever. And I don't think that any of it is bad. I just think that it's growing pains. That's what it is. It's growing pains. And
I only see one problem, honestly and truly, and that's there can only be one. That's the only problem I see. Like, if there is somebody who's great at basketball, it can only be, I'm just using it as an example. It can only be that person. If another person come up, then it's a problem, right? Oh no, this person is the GOAT. He can't be the GOAT. Meanwhile, in other cultures, there could be multiple GOATs. But for some reason,
no, I think they're competitive too.
No, I didn't say you can't be competitive. Well, that's the reason why there's multiple GOATs. But in this culture, it's only one.
I don't know about that.
No, that's not true, nigga. So the thing is, it's more so.
You got a lot of wind, Sonny. I don't know what that is. You got a fan on?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh.
But the thing, you still hear it?
Better?
No. Okay.
Nope.
So the thing is though, like with that GOAT situation, that's more so spectators, people that aren't actually in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are making that discussion. Most of the time when it comes to anything like competitive sports, rap, whatever, a lot of the times it's more so the peoples that don't participate that got something to say. They're the ones that want to crown somebody. They're the ones that want to say that this is my favorite, this is the GOAT.
That's facts.
Don't really be the people that's in it.
No, the people that's in it is
the people that's in it.
They're
competitive too.
They don't
100%.
say it though. They don't
that's true.
They don't say the shit. They just like, man, I'm doing my thing. It's only one person that said it. I ain't gonna get into that discussion, but it is what it is. He gonna do what he do. But the most part, it's the spectators that want to put the labels, and I feel like sometimes, like, when they start putting them labels, like the motherfuckers that they put them labels on, they start feeding into it, and that's when the shit get fucked up.
No, it's a natural competitive. Everybody is all men are competitive. All men are competitive. Elon Musk is suing OpenAI, Sam Altman, and ChatGPT because he don't want them to get a competitive edge. Meta is poaching ChatGPT employees and giving them $100 million in order to come and work on their AI instead of working on ChatGPT. Like everybody is super competitive.
Yeah.
But our competitive is like, nigga, we trying to kill you. Like,
but that's what I mean.
We got a street mentality of competition.
One.
They gotta
instead of flooding the market, and whoever does better in the market does better. But it can be more than one, because once you have more than one, you create an actual economic structure.
Well, the problem is, like, I don't think it's any difference, honestly, because corporate America is the most cutthroat thing in the world.
And there's tons of corporate businesses.
They are fucking cutthroat.
But there's tons of corporate businesses, though, on one hand washes the other.
They will fuck you over. They will try and fuck you over permanently.
Corporate is way more corporate.
Not in a way where it just
100%.
affects what you're doing now. They will try and fuck you over for the rest of your life.
Facts.
So like
that's true.
It ain't. I would never ever say, like, we go about things differently. It's more so, hey man, I'm a poke my chest out. I feel this way about myself. These motherfuckers gassing me up, so I'm feeling that way even more. And that's kind of like where it might stop. We might talk shit to each other, but 9 times out of 10, they're not trying to fuck you over for the rest of your life. They might try and move you out of their own way, but they're not fucking you over for the rest of their life or the rest of your life. They're not doing that. It's some people that might be like that. I won't exclude everybody from it, but the majority of the time, black people, they're not trying to fuck you over for the rest of your life. They just not.
I don't
they just want to get you out the way.
They are, Slammy.
I don't think so. Black people that are trying to kill each other, though. I think that
you're not talking about the streets.
But I'm just saying, in terms of competition, like, back to what Anton was saying, he was saying, black people will go and just be like, I'm going to kill you. I think white people would do that too, but they'll just take down the whole plane. It'll be like some super nefarious stuff that we're just base level. We don't even think that far into it. Like they just go above and beyond.
We ain't got that type of money yet, Kim.
Right. They'll go and take
give us some money and watch me be taking.
No, black people have plenty of money.
Not like that.
Not that type of money.
Black people have plenty of money. It's about where it's allocated and what it's used for. Black people, if you take black people just in America alone, they can be their own economic system, literally.
Not that type of money, Mika.
They have the. Why do you think Why do you think everybody is in the black community to have them spend money? Because all the money is there. Because black people spend. All the money is there.
We don't have Mark Zuckerberg individual money.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Right.
Yes, you do.
We don't, Mika.
Not as an individual.
No, we
don't.
have
buying power, but we don't have the money to hire a jet to take your jet down. Like Facts. We don't have that kind of money.
Facts. We collectively have spending. We collectively have spending
of black billionaires in America alone. And then let's go to millionaires. There's tons of those.
We don't have Mark Zuckerberg money. We don't have.
Mark Zuckerberg made himself, and there's plenty of boys sitting right now in academia in these tech schools and all of this stuff, MIT, all of that. There's one right now in Atlanta. It's a boy in Atlanta that just made he can make like plastic into
no,
water.
he is, but he don't have.
He
don't have Mark Zuckerberg.
No. What I'm saying is it's there. They just don't. Y'all just not investing in them.
What? What do you mean?
Meaning Mark Zuckerberg and all the other white people have others that are invested in them. JC could invest in tons of these people if he wanted to. Oprah could invest in tons of these people if he wanted to.
Listen, what I'm saying is LeBron, if we learned anything from Diddy, is that the perception of wealth or the wealth that they have is all based off of somebody else's control of them. If we learned anything about Diddy with the whole Diageo thing, a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. Real talk. He never owned Ciroc.
But he don't have to own Ciroc. He has millions.
He don't have.
You don't need billions.
You're talking about a Mark Zuckerberg. When you're talking about a Elon Musk, you're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. That is much different than Oprah. And I'm just being real, like honestly. And that's not to take anything away from Oprah or anything like that. That's much different than an Oprah. That's much different than a Diddy. That's much different than a Jay. That's much different than a Beyonce. It's different. It's a whole nother thing. They don't even give a fuck about money at this point. They care about power, control, and fucking shaping the world into what it is that they want to be. Steve Ballmer don't give a fuck about the Clippers. I looked at an interview of him talking about it. He said, man, he basically described it like his fantasy sports team. He said it's a money losing. He said it's a cash flow negative, but asset positive business, meaning that he don't give a fuck about the actual money of it. He just enjoy rooting for the team on a whole nother level.
You know
like
what?
It's different. We don't have.
But you know why? Do you understand why Hispanic people will have this bodega and this bodega? They're not Jay-Z rich. They're using group economics. And Black people could do group economics.
I understand that. I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying we don't have money. I'm not saying that we don't have people that have money. But I'm saying that we don't. It's a different type of money, in my opinion. I think it's a different type of wealth that causes you to operate differently. And our level of competitiveness, considering that we not where we really need to be, is crazy. It's insane. Because even those people, they don't beef with each other until they get to a certain level. Well, like they don't beef. Mark Zuckerberg's and the investment into Mark Zuckerberg didn't come from some niggas on the street. The investment in Facebook came from Peter Thiel, right? It came from institutional investors that believed in the product that he was already putting out because he was a graduate or he was in school and in college. Apple, even when Apple was going down, Bill Gates and Microsoft actually helped fund Apple in order to keep them competitive and to reinvest back into them, and they benefited too. Even though the perception was, and it really was a competition between Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs called Bill Gates in order to put a capital investment into Apple when he came back into the company, right? So their level of competitiveness does not overshadow what they believe will actually give them more power, more money, more investment, and even their competitiveness is levels to it, right? It's levels to it. They may not have necessarily even revealed the level of investment that Microsoft made in the Apple until the movie came out, right? And so they won't spike themselves just to take another nigga down, is what I'm saying. We will kill our own selves and we will drain every resource and finance that we have in order to take this nigga down, is what I'm saying. It's a different type of money and it's a different type of mentality.
It's all the mentality because you can take a first generation anybody and you don't even need millions. If you invest in yourself and then you take that money and that money goes into that pot, which gets the other person the store or the other person the whatever. It's group economics. It happens everywhere from every level. And you can do it from poor.
All right.
The problem is though, like all those dudes, didn't the dude from didn't Zuckerberg, didn't he steal the idea of Facebook?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I mean, Bill Gates stole Bill Gates
stole the scumbag.
Microsoft.
He's a scumbag. Bill Gates is a scumbag. Like, these aren't really great people. like
Yes, they are still great people.
No, they're looked at as great people, but they are pretty much, they were very much competitive to the point where they fuck people out.
Oh,
okay, but if you look at
100%,
Amazon,
that's what I'm saying. Like so that like I can't really get with the whole thing. They're people.
100%, Slimmy, you're 100% right.
They're fucked up. Like they. So
okay,
like,
so you saying that you you're saying that
but they got their competitiveness out the way early because they fucked so many people to get where they're at. They don't have to fuck so many people. They don't have to fuck so many people over anymore because they're already at a certain level.
Oh no, they're still doing it.
On
they
the
absolutely
ground
will
floor.
still do it. They really
well,
still
yeah,
do
they still do it, but it's not as.
Oh, it's way worse.
I don't think so.
Oh, the higher you get, the worse it becomes. Think about it, Slimmy. Even if you just look at the Facebook movie, he fucking cut his own homeboy out and diluted his shares.
That's my point.
But I think that it still is the same way today.
Well, I think it's more so, like I said, they getting people out the way legally. You know what I'm saying? They doing things more legally, so it's not affecting specific individuals. They were fucking over direct people that they were supposed to be.
They still fuck over direct people, I believe, 100%.
Well, I mean, that's still that proves my point even more. They're way more cutthroat and more fucked up.
I agree.
Than we are.
But the difference, though, Slimmy, is that they won't fuck themselves up in order to take him down. They will partner with a person that they previously had beef with and show value to them if it then helps them become more competitive, is what I'm saying. Yeah, they're not to the point to where they're willing to kill themselves in order to take somebody out, is what I'm saying. Like it's cutthroat, it's way more cutthroat, but not at my own detriment.
So what I'm asking Anton and Slimmy, are you saying that the Black community is not capable of group economics?
I am. Well, I believe that. I don't believe that.
What you say, Kimmy?
That's not the same argument. It's
no, that is the argument, because the whole time that's what I was talking about. I said it's cultural, right? And even if you take somebody that's revered in the Black community, like a Dr. Claude Anderson, he talks about that as well.
Okay, so
I don't believe that.
I don't
believe that they fuck with each other based off of race.
You have to have a basis to have group economics.
They don't fuck with each other based off of race.
We don't have a lot of people that even think the same. On this panel alone, we don't have a lot of people that are going to think the exact same way about things.
You don't need to think.
You just said that. You came from me, Slimmy. I just said that.
That they did
Molly,
dirty.
Stop.
The very people that they did dirty.
You didn't say that.
The very people that they did dirty were people that looked like them. They cut their own homeboys out that they went to school with that looked like them in order to get themselves to a certain point. Whether you want to talk about the Winklevoss twins, or whether you want to talk about Eduardo, or whether you want to talk about Steve Jobs being pushed out of his own company by the former Coca-Cola CEO. It's not race-based. They don't fuck with everybody just because they all the same color. And so we believe that we have a obligation to do business with a person just because they Black, but you can't be Black and good, or you can't say, okay, I'm a Black person, but I don't fuck with niggas or niggas that do dumb shit over here. We start making sure that we all have to be in the same fucking boat just because we Black. That's not how other cultures do it. Japanese people, they got a whole fucking city that they send the degenerates to over in Japan. Everybody can't go. They don't do business with everybody just because you Japanese. And they don't limit the amount of business that they'll do with you just because you're not Japanese.
But that's not the point. You can do business with other people, but when you look at something like the Chinese culture, right? The Chinese culture definitely practices group economics.
Because it's proximity, because they live in a communist.
I didn't say. I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about the people, because when they come here, they do it as well.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They do what as well?
They stick together.
Y'all know how many Chinese people y'all know?
I know a couple of them. I know that.
You.
Okay, so
I'm just
my
asking. How many Chinese people y'all
my
know that's
family's
rich?
best friend owns all the Yums here in the Washington D.C. area.
Although I don't even know what it is.
Okay, Yums is anybody here that's in the DMV. Tell Anton what Yums is.
Why you can't do it?
Because I just did. He don't know what it is.
So, it don't matter what it is. Just
just explain.
Give me the give me the whole.
I just said it. It's all the Yums restaurants. They're Chinese.
I'm about to say it sounds like a Chinese
they're
line
Chinese
of
carryout.
restaurants.
This shit
Okay.
nasty.
So what does that mean? But what does that mean though?
What I'm saying is how they get them is one comes over here, then the other one, then the other one. They send for the other one. They send for the other one. They practice the same group economics.
But how do you know this?
Because I know the owner. I know the grandfather.
I ain't gonna lie. I hear that from.
I mean, I was taught
same thing from Chinese people.
We were taught that in college, though. That's where we learned about how many times the dollar goes through all these other communities, and it doesn't even go through ours once. So I don't think that that's a secret what Mika's talking about.
But
Yeah,
it's not based off of doing business with other people just because they are of the same ethnicity as you. It's you're spending money based off of proximity within your community. So the whole point of that, of what it is that you're talking about, Carrie, is the fact that we don't necessarily invest in or own anything in the communities that we serve. One of the reasons why they open up these businesses in the and they have to do businesses is because they're creating a job for themselves. They're not necessarily investing. When people come over here a lot of times, and it don't matter what culture you are, most of the time, they don't have the skill set. They don't have the paperwork. They don't have the ability to be able to get some of the same positions, and they create a job for themselves. And so they work that job, and that is the way in which they keep money within themselves because that is the only way that they can survive. If you look at their children, right? Their children go off to college and don't do the same thing. They don't keep those same businesses. They get the fuck out of here.
They do here. All the children work the Yums. All the children's on their own franchise Yums. All the children are trust funds off the Yums.
There are so many poor Chinese people here in the United States of America.
There's poor people
Honestly,
everywhere.
They are fucking out.
There's poor people
There's
everywhere.
Some poor fucking Chinese people. I don't know, bro. I don't know one rich Chinese person.
I do, and I just told you about them.
I can't speak.
But I do, and I just told you about them.
You know one person?
No, I don't know one person.
Okay.
How many you know?
I just told you about the whole family.
You know,
so
the
whole family. Okay, cool.
Okay, so when we end this live, I'll call the other person in here. If that's what you
don't have to do that. I'm saying
no, but I'm saying that's what I'm using them as an example.
Okay, all right.
But there's tons of different people like that. There's even black people like that.
But Mika, the difference with that is that that's a family. You know, you get what I'm saying? That's a family. So they really don't have a choice.
Thank you.
But
they're not picking people just because they Chinese.
Yeah,
they're picking people because they're related to other people.
It's not random.
Of course, I'm gonna do business with my own family.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do business. If my brother got this, and I'm gonna support that, and then my mother do this, and I'm gonna support that. That's much different than picking a nigga just because he black and saying that I'm gonna rock with him. I'm going to, of course, pull my family members up. Yeah, that's much different than saying that I'm a rock with a nigga just because he Chinese and I'm Chinese.
Yeah, technically, that ain't even, I wouldn't even consider that group economics. That's just maintaining family structure.
When I went broke, my mom was like, come on back in, big dog. She's supposed to do that shit. It's much different than picking a person just because they Chinese. They war too. They got fucking triads and gangs and they be killing each other and all kind of shit. Like half of them don't even like each other.
We're not talking about degeneracy. We're just talking about group economics. And they do that. The Indians do that. Okay. They come over here and do that as well. And they don't have to know each other.
Okay.
They come over here and they learn. They come over. As a matter of fact, DC is one of the places that a lot of people from foreign countries come over here and take advantage of it. Now, there's so many small business loans sitting there for actually Black people, and because they don't understand the laws or things like that, they don't understand that there are small business loans and things for them. So other cultures come over and get them.
I have seen it practiced legally.
And then they tell the other ones, they tell the other family and the other family and the other families.
They'll let a whole bunch of the illegals come work at a certain business, and they would work there, like no matter what, just because they was that type of that was that group of people.
Listen,
they would make sure they would get a job. No matter.
Mika may know some Chinese people.
You say what?
Mika may know some Chinese people.
No, these ain't Chinese.
I ain't talking about what you saying, Sonny. Shout out to my chat. I love my chat. Y'all don't know Chinese people. Y'all don't even know their language.
I do.
They don't know. Y'all, everybody know Chinese people that practice group economics. Now everybody know Chinese people that practice group economics. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I think it's degenerates, and it's degenerates in all cultures. I agree there.
I know Chinese.
So y'all know if these Chinese wait. Y'all know that y'all know if these Chinese people are related too, huh?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is we talking about, bro?
One of my good friends, his name is Tony Nguyen.
Half the people don't even know if a person is. Y'all don't know if they Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese. Y'all don't know if they Korean.
Oh, you can tell the difference.
I used to date a girl named Kim Yu Vo.
What the fuck is Q Diddy talking about?
Yeah, I know Chinese people.
What is he talking about?
I thought your tattoo was Mandarin.
It's kanji.
Listen. I understand y'all adding value and stuff. I personally, I don't know no Chinese people that. I just don't.